University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello, tonight's match is between two Cambridge colleges who emerged among the walking wounded from round one. Although each lost their first contest, they did so with scores higher than some winning totals in other games. Whichever team wins tonight will take the final place in the second round. The team from Homerton College, Cambridge, were defeated rather convincingly in their first round match with 145 points against the 230 of New College, Oxford. But even so, they impressed us with their knowledge of the Fibonacci sequence, Arabic calligraphy, and how much the names of capital cities would be worth if they were allowed in a game of Scrabble. Representing one of the university's newest colleges, and with an average age of 19, let's meet the Homerton team again.
Hi, I'm Jack Cooper from Altrincham in Cheshire and I'm studying natural sciences.
Hi, I'm Michael Angland, I'm from Cork in Ireland and I'm studying Arabic and Spanish.
And their captain.
Hi, my name's Luke Fitzgerald, I'm from Hadley in Suffolk and I'm studying history.
Hello, my name is Drew Miley, I'm from the city of Durham and I'm reading mathematics.
Now, King's College may be the more senior of the two Cambridge institutions competing tonight, but their first-round scores are identical. King's earned their 145 points against a team of medics from St George's, London. They trailed for most of the match, but took the lead with only 5 minutes to go, merely to lose it again and find themselves 30 points adrift at the gong with an average age of 20. Let's meet the King's team again.
Hello there, I'm Curtis Gallant, I'm from North London and I'm a first-year classics undergraduate.
Hello, I'm Amber Ace, I'm from Crieff in Perthshire and I'm also studying classics.
And now their captain introduces herself.
Hi, I'm Fran Middleton, I'm from Chorleywood in Hertfordshire and I'm doing a PhD in classics.
Hello, I'm James Greatrex, I'm from Leeds and I'm reading physics.
Well, let's get on with it then, everyone. Fingers on the buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. Etymologically unrelated. Meanings of what three-letter word include a shrub with aromatic leaves used in cookery and for triumphal crowns, a brown horse with...
King's Ace.
Bay.
Bay is correct, yes. So the first set of bonuses go to you, King's College. They're on tri-junctions or tri-points, in other words, places where three geographical boundaries meet. Firstly, the hill known as the Valsberg lies close to the point where the border of Germany meets that separating which two other countries?
Austria and Italy.
Poland and Czech Republic, I don't know. Austria-Hungary.
I don't know. It's
Poland
not
and Czech
Switzerland,
Republic, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Try Poland and Czech.
Poland and the Czech Republic?
No, it's Belgium and the Netherlands. Secondly, giving its name to an agreement of 1985 aimed at simplifying border controls, the town of Schengen lies close to the tri-point of which three countries?
Schengen, it sounds like sort of China?
Well, no. There's the Euro agreement is based on Schengen. So
that's...
Italy, France, Switzerland.
Italy, France, Switzerland.
No, it's Germany, France and Luxembourg. And finally, which major city lies immediately to the south of the tri-junction of Germany, France and Switzerland?
Zurich?
No, it's Basel. Right, 10 points for this. Rudolf I, who became King of Germany in 1273, is often described as the founder of which European dynasty? A principal sovereign dynasty from the 15th century. Its prominent members included Maria Theresa and...
Homerton, England.
The Habsburgs.
Correct. These bonuses are on biographies by Peter Ackroyd, Homerton College. Peter Ackroyd's 1995 biography of which poet and artist describes his birth as taking place above a hosier's shop in Soho on a November evening in 1757.
Poet and artist in the 18th century.
Daniel Defoe?
No, it's William Blake. Published in 1984, Ackroyd's biography of which poet and Nobel laureate describes him on his entrance to Harvard in 1906 as having that clean-cut listlessness which is characteristic of well-bred Americans.
Frost, maybe? Was he younger than that, though?
Frost?
No, it's T.S. Eliot. Who was the subject of Ackroyd's biography of 2006, in which, describing his subject's birth, he notes that in 1564 it was the custom in Warwickshire to feed a suckling child the brain of a hare cooked down to a jelly?
William Shakespeare.
Correct. Right, another starter question now. Quote, a large black circle with 3 60-degree sections removed and a smaller black circle inscribed at the centre, usually on a yellow...
Homerton Miley.
Radioactivity.
Correct. These bonuses are on English counties whose customary abbreviations, when read aloud, become a homophone or near homophone of a common word. For example, fastenings in a length of string gives knots, so the answer would be Nottinghamshire. In each case, give the name of the county whose abbreviation corresponds to the definition. Firstly, brightness or lustre on a smooth surface.
We don't know.
That's Gloucestershire, as in gloss. Cheers, invigorates or throws a rider.
Buckinghamshire.
Correct. Loses energy or confidence or droops through lack of water.
Wiltshire.
Correct, Wilts. 10 points for this. What French surname links the philosopher who wrote the structuralist histories, The Birth of the Clinic and The Order of Things, and the physicist whose proof that the Earth rotates about its axis was demonstrated by the pendulum that now bears his name?
King's Greatrex.
Foucault.
Foucault is correct. These bonuses are on physics, Kings. Expressed in SI base units, what quantity is given by 8.85 times 10 to the minus 12 seconds to the fourth amperes squared per cubic metre kilogram?
Permittivity of free space.
Nominate Greatrex.
Permittivity of the vacuum.
Correct. Determining the strength of the electric field within a medium for a given arrangement of electric charges, permittivity is more conveniently expressed in SI-derived units of farads per watt.
Per metre?
Correct. If you take a normal pressure air-filled parallel plate capacitor of 1 microfarad, then double the separation between its conducting plates and replace the air with a dielectric of relative permittivity of 1,000, what in microfarads is the new device's capacitance?
500.
Correct. Well done. Right, level pegging, and we're going to take our first picture round. For your picture starter, you'll see a diagram of some of the UK's tallest buildings. 10 points if you can give me the precise name of the one highlighted.
Homerton Miley.
Canary Wharf.
No, I want the precise name.
King's Gallant.
1 Canada Square.
Correct. Right, that gives you the lead. These bonuses are 3 more of the UK's tallest buildings. 5 points for each you can name. Firstly, the building highlighted here.
Does anyone have any idea?
No, I don't know. Do you know? Do you know where it is?
I'm not sure.
Just pass it. Pass, we don't know.
That's the Beetham Tower here in Manchester. Secondly, the specific address of this building.
It's Gherkin, but it's 30 St Mary's Axe something.
Nominate Gallant.
30 St Mary's Axe.
Yeah, I'll accept that. 30 St Mary Axe, yes, the Gherkin.
Thank
Well
you.
done. Finally, by what name has this been known since 1998?
I don't know.
Do you know?
No, I don't. Since 1998. Why did 1998? Sorry, we don't know.
That's Tower 42, previously known as the NatWest Tower. 10 points for this. Named after the French biologist who published it in the early 1800s, which now discredited theory of biological evolution held that acquired...
Homerton Hooper.
Lamarckism.
Correct. These bonuses at Homerton College are on American photographers. Firstly, for 5, married to the painter Roland Penrose. Which photographer, born 1907, is remembered both for her fashion shoots and for her evocative photographs of the liberation of Paris in 1944?
Do we know any American photographers? Anne Leibovitz.
No, it's Lee Miller. Together with her huddled children, Florence Owen Thompson, an impoverished pea picker in California, became the subject in 1936 of Migrant Mother, the most celebrated image of which photographer?
Anne Leibovitz.
No, that was Dorothea Lange. And finally, best known for her work for Rolling Stone and Vanity Fair, Annie Leibovitz took the last portraits of which performer on the day he died in December 1980?
John Belushi.
No, it's John Lennon. 10 points for this. The birthplace of Karl Marx in 1818. Which German city close to the border with Luxembourg is the location of the Porta Nigra Gate and a basilica that is the largest intact Roman structure outside Rome?
Homerton Fitzgerald.
Cologne.
Anyone like to buzz from King's College? It's Trier or Treves. 10 points for this. What name did Edouard Manet give to his controversial 1863 portrait of Victorine Meurent?
King's Middleton.
Olympia?
Olympia is right, yes. These bonuses, King's College, are on Chinese history. Born around 45 BCE, the short rule of the usurper Wang divides the western and eastern periods of which Chinese dynasty?
Jing?
No, it's the Han. An Lushan was a general of Central Asian descent who rebelled against which dynasty? Though suppressed, the rebellion caused great loss of life and a weakening of central authority.
Tan?
No, I can't accept Tan, it's Tang. And finally, the Taiping and Niam rebellions were major disturbances during which Chinese dynasty?
Ming?
No, it's the Qing. Right, another starter question. Answer as soon as you're named. If 2 bananas and 1 apricot cost 70 pence and 1 banana and 2 apricots cost 80 pence, how much does 1 banana and 1 apricot cost?
King's Greatrex.
50p.
Correct, yes. Right, these bonuses are on place names, King's College. Lying on Akrotiri Bay, what is the English name of the chief port and second largest city of the Republic of Cyprus?
The second largest city. Yeah, Cyprus. Well, it's not. Well, Nicosia is the capital, but there's Let's
have it, please.
Yeah, it's just
Left Candy?
No, it's Limassol. Limavady in Northern Ireland is associated with which traditional folk tune first transcribed there in the mid-19th century?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nominate Ace.
the folk tune.
Londonderry Air.
Correct, yes. And finally, the island of Limasawa, where Ferdinand Magellan landed in 1521 after crossing the Pacific, is in which present-day country?
I think that might be the Philippines.
The Philippines?
Correct. 10 points for this starter question. Particularly associated with continental Europe during the first half of the 18th century, which artistic style is thought to derive its name from either a French word for shell work or the Italian word for the earlier Baroque period?
Homerton Fitzgerald.
Orinoco.
No, King's College. One of you buzz.
King's Ace.
Rococo.
Rococo is correct. Rococo's a river. Right, a set of bonuses now for King's College on crystallography. Born 1811, which French physicist gives his name to the infinite set of points generated by discrete transactions of the primitive vectors of a lattice?
It's not Brillouin maybe, but I'm not.
Nominate Greatrex.
Brillouin.
No, it's Auguste Bravais. What name is given, secondly, to the lattice of vectors k such that e to the I k r equals 1, where r is a vector in the Bravais lattice?
Reciprocal lattice.
Correct. After a French physicist born 1889, what name is given to the primitive unit cell of the reciprocal lattice?
That's Brillouin.
I can't. Nominate Greatrex.
That's Brillouin.
It is, indeed, yes. Right, we're going to take a music round now. For your music starter, you'll hear a piece of classical music. 10 points if you can give me the name of the German composer.
Homerton, England.
Brahms.
No, you can hear a little more, King's College.
King's Greatrex.
Schumann.
No, it's Brooke. It's his Scottish fantasy. So, music bonuses shortly. Another starter question now. The name of which addictive drug is an anagram of an adjective that means pertaining to large expanses of sea, for example, the Atlantic and Pacific?
Homerton Hooper.
Cocaine.
Cocaine is correct, yes. So, following on from Brooke, your music bonuses, you get Homerton. There are 3 more pieces, all inspired by Scotland. In each case, I simply want you to name the composer. Firstly, this 19th century French composer.
Debussy?
No, that's Berlioz's overture to Rob Roy. Secondly, this 20th century English composer.
Vaughan Williams?
No, that's Peter Maxwell Davies's Orkney Wedding with Sunrise. And finally, this 19th century French composer.
Debussy?
That is Debussy, Marche Écossaise. Right, 10 points for this. The centre of a diocese dating to the 6th century, which locality in Denbighshire had its city status restored in 2012 to mark the Queen's Diamond Jubilee?
King's Ace.
Chelmsford.
In Denbighshire? Homerton, one of you buzz.
Homerton Miley.
St Albans.
No, it's in Denbighshire again. No, it's St Asaph. 10 points for this. Listen carefully, answer as soon as you buzz. 4 months of the year have exactly the same spelling in both German and English. For 10 points, name 2 of them.
Homerton England.
April and September.
Yes, the others are August and November. So, a set of bonuses for you now, Homerton College, on mammalian physiology. Firstly, for 5 points, comprising Bowman's capsule, convoluted tubule and loop of Henle, what is the basic structural and functional unit of the kidney?
Nominate Hooper.
The renal tubule.
No, it's the nephron. Receiving blood from an afferent renal arteriole, what name is given to the network of capillaries in Bowman's capsule?
Nominate Hooper.
The glomerulus.
Correct. What term denotes the fine muscular ducts that propel urine from the kidneys to the bladder?
The ureter.
Ureter.
That's correct. Another starter question. Nantwich Town, Truro City and Whitley Bay are among recent winners of which football competition? It replaced...
Homerton Miley.
FA Vars.
FA Vars is correct, yes. Homerton, these bonuses are on the names of politicians. Luis Ignacio da Silva added which short nickname to his legal name? He was elected as his country's president in 2002.
Lula.
Correct. The politician born in 1913 and named Herbert Frahm adopted what name in order to evade arrest after the Nazis came to power, and he became German Chancellor in 1969?
Brandt.
Correct. Born Leslie Lynch King Jr. in 1913, who was renamed after his stepfather and served briefly as Vice President and then President of the United States.
Lyndon Baines Johnson.
No, it was Gerald Ford with scores 100 points apiece. A second picture round. For your picture starter, you're going to see a fresco. 10 points if you can give me the name of the artist, please.
King's Ace.
Raphael.
Raphael is correct. It's the School of Athens. Now, some of the depictions within it are open to conjecture. Others are regarded as certain. And from those, I want you to identify the following philosophers. Firstly.
That's Socrates, I think.
Socrates?
That is Socrates. Secondly.
Diogenes the Cynic.
Diogenes the Cynic.
Correct. And finally, from the central point of the composition, both these figures.
Plato and Aristotle.
Plato and Aristotle.
Indeed. How useful to have 3 classicists on your team. Right, 10 points for this. An alkene produced by plants. What gas functions as a
Homerton Hooper.
Ethene.
Correct. Your bonuses this time, Homerton College, are on terms that begin with the prefix syn. That's S-Y-N. In each case, give the word from the definition. Firstly, an adjective applied to the Gospels of Matthew, Mark and Luke, meaning they describe events from a similar point of view.
Synoptic.
Correct. A verb meaning to displace the beats or accents in music so that strong beats become weak or vice versa.
Syncopate.
Syncopate.
Correct. And finally, a figure of speech in which a part is used to represent the whole or the reverse. For example, England beat Australia by 10 wickets.
Synecdoche.
Synecdoche is correct. 10 points for this. I suppose the body to be just a statue or a machine made of earth. Which French philosopher made that statement in the 1633 work Treatise on Man?
Homerton, England.
Descartes.
Descartes is correct. You get the lead. Your bonuses are on fictional planets. In each case, name the author who created the following. Firstly, Caladan, Chusuk, Parmentier and Arrakis.
Terry Pratchett.
No, it's Frank Herbert in the Dune novels. Secondly, Urus, Davenant, Rocanan and Gethin.
Terry Pratchett.
No, that's Ursula K. Le Guin. And finally, Calgon, Helicon, Ascone, Trantor and Terminus.
They don't sound like
Let's have it, please.
H.G. Wells.
No, it's Isaac Asimov in the Foundation series. 10 points for this. In optics, what unit is used to classify the power of a lens with a dimensional value of inverse meters?
Homerton, Hooper.
Is it diopter?
It is diopter, yes. Your bonuses are on medical terminology, Homerton College. In each case, give the anatomical feature denoted by the following Greek-derived prefixes. Firstly, blepharo.
That's eyes.
Eyes.
No, it's the eyelid. Secondly, spondylo.
Fingertips.
No, it's vertebrae or spine. And finally, myo.
Heart.
No, it's muscle. 10 points for this. Let simple Wordsworth chime his childish verse and brother Coleridge lull the babe at nurse. Which poet wrote those words in the 1809 satire English Bards and Scotch Reviewers?
King's Ace.
Byron.
Byron is correct, yes. Your bonuses this time are on an EU member state, King's College. The Gulf of Finland separates Finland from the Russian Federation and which former Soviet republic?
Estonia?
Correct. A little smaller than the Western Isles. What is the largest island of Estonia and the second largest in the Baltic Sea?
Pass, sorry.
It's Saaremaa. And finally, Estonia joined the Eurozone on January the 1st of which year?
Was it 10?
2009?
2010.
No, it's 2011. 4 minutes or so to go. 10 points for this. In the Acts of the Apostles, to which city was Saul of Tarsus travelling when he experienced...
King's Ace.
Damascus.
Damascus is correct. These bonuses are on British history as you retake the lead. In each case, name the 20th century Prime Minister who was served by the following Chancellors of the Exchequer. Firstly, Anthony Barber.
Macmillan.
No, it's Edward Heath. Secondly, Philip Snowden.
Who?
Attlee.
Attlee.
No, that was Ramsay MacDonald. And finally, David Lloyd George.
Oh, that was Asquith.
Asquith.
Correct. 10 points for this starter question. What surname is shared by two men who were appointed Home Secretary within 12 years of each other in 1992 and 2004, respectively?
King's Ace.
Green.
Nope. One of you buzz, Homerton?
Homerton Fitzgerald.
Reed.
No, it's Clark, Kenneth and Charles Clark. 10 points for this. In 1013, which King of England was forced into exile in Normandy by the Danish king Swine Forkbeard? He's commonly known by a nickname that means...
Homerton, England.
Canute.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. A nickname that means ill-advised.
King's Greatrix.
Ethelred.
Ethelred is correct. These bonuses are on a Scottish town. The traditional haddock dish called a smoky is named after which town situated on the east coast of Scotland around 15 miles from Dundee?
I think. Arbroath.
Nominate Ace.
Arbroath.
Correct. Arbroath lies in which unitary authority region created in 1996? It has Forfar as its administrative headquarters.
I want to say Dumfries and Galloway, but I
But
don't
no, it's
really
not
know.
that, because that's the way.
Okay.
East Fife.
East Fife.
No, it's Angus. And finally, the Declaration of Arbroath, the document sent to the Pope in 1320, was written with the aim of establishing which leader as King of Scotland in preference to Edward I?
It's not David, is it?
Sure,
I'm
James
just
the
throwing it out
Let's
there.
have it, please.
James I of Scotland.
No, it's Robert the First, Robert the Bruce. 10 points for this. Which US-Canadian singer-songwriter made his debut as a composer of opera in 2009 with Prima Donna?
King's Ace.
Rufus Wainwright.
Correct. These bonuses, King's College, are on protozoan diseases. Which site of the human body is infected by Ent amoeba histolytica?
And
Feet.
Large intestine.
Yes, I'll accept that. The alimentary canal, the intestine, the gut generally. What is the insect vector of leishmaniasis?
The CC fly? I haven't a clue.
The liver.
That's sandflies. And
sorry.
finally,
Which
what
one?
is the insect vector of trypanosomiasis or African sleeping sickness?
Could that be the CC fly?
yeah. that's
Well,
a good idea.
nominate him. Great tracks.
The CC fly?
The tsetse fly is correct, yes. Right, another starter question. Bergamia sinensis and aurantium are 3 species of which citrus fruit? Their common names are bergamot, sweet and Seville.
King's Middleton.
Oh, sorry, orange.
Orange is correct, yes. These bonuses are also on fruit. Used in Japanese cuisine, the yuzu, sudachi and mikan are among fruit of what genus?
Not lychee.
Come on, let's have
Lychee?
No, it's citrus. Taking the second part of its binomial from its Japanese name, Diospyros kaki, bears sweet orange fruit that resemble large tomatoes. What's its common name?
It's not a persimmon, is it? Like, I'm not sure about that.
Nominate ace.
Persimmon?
Correct. Or a Sharon fruit, yes. Often known by the Japanese name nashi, Pyrus pyrifolia, bears a crisp apple-shaped type of what fruit?
Plum?
A plum.
No, it's a pear. 10 points for this. The Webster-Ashburton Treaty of 1842 adjusted the boundary between New Brunswick in Canada and which US state?
Homerton Fitzgerald.
Maine.
Maine is correct. Your bonuses this time are on the city of Dublin, Homerton College. The 2 components of the name Dublin have the same meaning as those of the name of which English town located about 135 miles across the Irish Sea?
Blackpool.
Correct. After an annual fair that was outlawed in the 1850s, the name of which area of Dublin has come to mean a scene of uproar or disorder?
I don't know, Crumlin.
Crumlin.
No, it's Donnybrook. The Shadow of a Gunman is the first of the so-called Dublin trilogy of plays by which Irish writer born 1880?
Shauna Casey.
Correct. Another starter question now. Regarded as a major aspect of Portuguese architecture, what form of decorative item, and at the gong, Homerton College Cambridge have 160, King's College Cambridge have 205. Well, Homerton, it was a pretty closely fought match for the first half, but they just drew away from you in the second half, so we shall have to say goodbye to you. Congratulations, King's College. We shall look forward to seeing you in round 2. Well done. I hope you can join us next time for the first of the second round matches, but until then, it's goodbye from Homerton College, Cambridge.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from King's College, Cambridge.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.